Yes, it is on both bars. Good evening and welcome to tonight's edition of the college basketball preview from yours truly, Jackson Johnson, and this wonderful guy right next to me, Will and D.
What's up, everyone?
And tonight we're going to be picking some of the games from Monday through Thursday night because unfortunately there does not seem to be any good games on Friday.
Yeah, once we get to the A10 regular season, we'll always have those Friday night A10 games, but fortunately, we're not quite there yet.
Oh, we will. We'll definitely get there. But
hmm
there is someone that's gonna have a good night though.
hmm
We got ourselves Iowa Purdue. We're starting things off with that game. What's your take on this one?
Man, the Boilermakers are reeling a bit after getting booed off the court by Boo Booey and the Northwestern Wildcats. But I think Zach Edu will just be too much for the Hawkeyes, especially in Mackey Arena. I'm going for a 89 to 74 Boilermakers win.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Purdue as well. That's gonna be a
hmm
great game.
hmm
Although I'd hate to be Fran McCaffrey and the Iowa Hawkeyes, I tell you what.
hmm
So but we start off Tuesday night with a great game in Florida Atlantic and the Illinois Fighting Illini in one half of the Jimmy V Classic on ESPN. What's your take on this game so far?
Man, this is a great game honoring the great Jim Valvano. Love that man. FAU, ever since that loss against Bryant, they've looked amazing, including winning the ESPN Events Classic and the Field of 68 Classic as well. So I'm gonna go for an FAU win.
There you go. I love the old fighting Dusty Mays.
hmm
They're gonna be winning that one.
It'll be interesting to
Oh,
see if Dusty May stays in Boca Raton after this season,
oh,
or he
that'd be
goes
sweet.
after a huge job.
Well, I mean, if he stays in Florida, I mean, one reason will definitely be the no state taxes for sure.
hmm
That'd be a big win. But we got ourselves a little possible sneaky upset for somebody in the A10 going up against Tennessee. And it's a special team named George Mason.
Tony Skinn has been doing a fantastic job with the Patriots this year. They definitely look like they could be a sneaky NCAA tournament team as an at large. And Rick Barnes, man, it's been a bit of a bumpy ride for the Tennessee Vols this year. I'm not saying he's on the hot seat or anything, but I don't know, man. And Maui, they kind of got humbled a bit, and then they also got beat up in the Dean Dome as well. So this is a reeling team in the Vols.
Oh man.
And Ronald Polite is going to be a problem for Tennessee. I'm telling you, he is one of the best point guards in the country. And it was huge for Mason that he didn't go in the portal. I thought he would be going in the portal for us, for sure.
Oh man. That would have been sweet. I'll take my chances and go with the road dogs on this one.
You know what? I'll go for it too. And it looks like Thompson Bowling is not going to be filled up, as tickets are $2 on
Ooh.
Vivid Seats.
Ooh.
So
Good grief.
the crowd might not be very hostile in Knoxville as well.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta have $2. Go good grief. Todd Gwen says,
What's up,
"Hello,
Todd?
Jackson
Thanks
Will."
so much for coming in. For coming in, your Gamecocks beat up on my Irish, so
What's up,
I hope
Todd?
you
Thank you
like
for coming
that.
on. Thank you for tuning in, watching our show tonight.
hmm
It's much appreciated. And we got a little bit of the Big East Big 12 battle between the Villanova Wildcats and the Kansas State Wildcats.
You
What's your take
know,
on this?
Villanova, they've looked great this year when they haven't played against a team in Philly. They've lost to UPenn, St. Joe's, and Drexel. but they've also beaten North Carolina, Memphis, Maryland, and Texas Tech. So I don't know what to think of Nova this season. Whereas when you look at Kansas State, they've lost to Miami and USC.
Yeah. But I think I'll take my chances and go with the Manhattan Wildcats.
Yeah, I like Jerome Tang a lot more than Kyle Neptune, and it's in the Little Apple, so I'm going with Kansas State as well.
Yeah. It's going to be a fantastic battle. Then we got another edition of the Big East Big 12 battle between Providence and the unbeaten Oklahoma Sooners.
Now, I feel like Providence has kind of had a weak non-conference schedule. So I don't know what to think of them. Like, they've beaten Georgia. They've beaten Wisconsin. They lost to Kansas State. So we'll see how good Providence actually is going to Norman. I don't know what to
Yeah.
think about this one. But you know what? I'll
Well,
back the Big East. I'll go with Providence.
well, I'll say not so fast, my friend. I got to go with
Oh.
the Boomer Sooners.
Josh
Well,
Oduro is very good for Providence, but he has to stay out of foul trouble. That was his problem when he was at George Mason.
Well, we got a question from Todd Gwynn asking us, what do you guys think about South Carolina versus Clemson in a couple days? We'll definitely get to that in just a little bit for sure. After some of these games, like Wisconsin and Michigan State on the Peacock app. Now, Wisconsin's riding a little high after that Marquette upset yesterday. What'd you think about that, man?
Man, Wisconsin just has Marquette's number. Like Marquette, it seems like they beat everyone else, but they always lose to Wisconsin. If you look at Michigan State, they haven't really beaten any great teams so far. They've lost to the 3 ranked teams they played: JMU, who's ranked, funny enough, Duke and Arizona, but they've all been close. When you look at Wisconsin, I mean,
Yeah.
they lost to Tennessee and to Providence, but they did beat up on Virginia.
Yeah.
So this is a tough game.
I'm going with Michigan State at home.
Oh yeah, I have to just pick Michigan State because they're in the Breslin Center.
Yeah, and I think Wisconsin may be a little high after the victory.
Mm-hmm.
And we got our friend, the Golden Playbook, giving us a what's up. What's
What's
up,
up,
Golden
Golden?
Playbook? How you doing tonight? And thanks for tuning in to tonight's show. Mm-mm-mm. Well,
Oh,
we
we
got
got some
ourselves.
clean,
Oh,
old-fashioned hate.
well, I mean, at least this one's not going to be lopsided like it is in college football.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, what's your take on this game?
Georgia Tech riding high off of their win against Duke. That was the case of the CW curse right there, if I'll tell you. It is here for basketball as well as football.
Oh Lord, it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna get them, man. I mean, I think Georgia Tech may be letting that Duke game go to their heads for a little bit, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with the Bulldogs.
You know what? I'll back the Jackets. I'll back the Jackets in this one.
Oh, there you go, giving out a little not so fast. All right, got ourselves fun one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got ourselves the other half of the Jimmy V Classic between the North Carolina Tar Heels and the defending national champs of UConn on ESPN. What do you think about UConn on this one?
UConn's in wounded animal mode after losing a tight one in Lawrence. I just think trust UConn more in this one. I'm going to go with the Huskies. I don't know. Hubert Davis, I can't trust him yet in these big games.
Neither can I. I got to go with UConn as
And it's
well.
also like UConn's so close to MSG. It's a bit of a home game for them too.
Yeah. Well, the Golden Playbook says hopefully the Irish get back. They
Mm-hmm.
will.
Yeah.
They got some good days ahead of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got Golden Playbook and Ty Gwynn talking about UConn.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. That's pretty cool.
We got
You,
some Big East, Big 12 action.
oh yeah, we got another edition with Seton Hall and Baylor. For some reason, I don't know why, but I've always called them Satan Hall. Oh man.
Mm-hmm. Do you see Shaheen Holloway getting into it with the coach of Wagner after that game? That was something.
Oh man. That sure was. I mean, I kind of just want if Satan Hall was at home, I'd probably pick him, but I gotta go with bare
Yeah, I gotta
necessities
go
all
with
the way.
Baylor and Waco. Mm-hmm.
It's always a bad move to go against Scott Drew at home. That's a
Mm-hmm.
no-no. You don't do that.
Yeah, you just don't do it.
Nope. Well, we got a good one. Another good one on the Peacock between Juwan Howard's Michigan Wolverines and the Indiana Fighting Hoosiers.
Man, Juwan Howard's got to be getting on that hot seat.
It's flaming up in there, man.
I think it's gonna get a little warmer. I'm gonna go with the Hoosiers.
Ooh, there we go. I'm gonna give out some love for Indiana this week. I mean, I think they can get the job done against Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Jason O on the chat. What's up, man? How you
What's up,
doing, man?
Jason?
Glad to see you tonight. Well, that's all the games for Tuesday, but let's see what we got on store for Wednesday. Let's see. We got a 10 a.m. game with South Alabama Mercer, but what does this Rutgers Wake Forest game bring us on the ACC network? What do you think?
This is an interesting one. Mm-hmm. Wakey did beat up on Florida.
Yeah. This
That was
is not.
impressive.
Yeah, I mean, this is not the Florida teams of past where they had amazing teams with Billy Donovan. I mean,
I'm going to trust Steve Peichel and go with the Scarlet Knights.
there you go. I'm right there with you. I'm going with old Rutgers as well. Maybe they can show Wake Forest a thing or two. But we got ourselves a good one in College Park, Maryland at Xfinity Center between the Penn State Nittany Lions and the Maryland Terrapins.
Both teams have been kind of bad.
Oof. Tell me about it. It's been a disaster over in College Park.
Mm-hmm. And then Penn State just lost to Bucknell.
That's bad. That is horrible.
I have no idea who to pick in this one, Jack. But you know what? I'm gonna go with Penn.
Maryland.
I'm gonna go with Penn State.
There you go. That's a good one. But I will say, not so fast, my friend. I'm going Maryland.
Man, these two of the worst. This must be might be the bottom two in the Big Ten. I don't know, man. I'm not that confident in it, but we'll see what happens.
Well, that will be for sure. Jason O says Rutgers is having trouble scoring so far this year. They might get better as the year goes on, but right now they are looking for answers. I'd go with Wake.
All right.
Oh, good night. Oh,
Good night,
early
Todd.
bedtime, Todd Gwynn. Well, yeah, good night and sleep well. Stay safe, stay warm, Todd.
Mm-hmm.
It's cold out. Well, let's see what we got on the rest of this list. Oh, we got a good one. The Memphis Tigers and the VCU Rams on ESPNU and ESPN Plus.
Man, I want to pick my Rams, but we've had trouble scoring recently. Man, it's been hard out here. So I'll pick Memphis, but I really hope I'm wrong.
Well, I'm gonna show a little faith in VCU for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go with the old Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Jason O says Willard better figure things out if he wants to keep that nice house in Maryland. They are starting to get tired of him, and he just got there. Well, I hope for Willard's sake he knows how to invest.
Mm-hmm.
He'll need to. He will definitely need a holly jolly Christmas for the next few years to come if he doesn't have a better stretch in the days to come. But we know somebody that's going to have a big night on the Big East Big 12 battle on Fox Sports 1. Shaka Smart and the Marquette Eagles going up against the Texas Longhorns.
I think Marquette bounces back.
Oh,
They're just too good.
Oof.
Expecting a big night out of Tyler Collick.
This is what I'm bringing on for Marquette tonight. I'm picking Marquette on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'd hate to be the Longhorns. It's going to be a rough road for them. But we got ourselves a good one. As one of our somebody on the chat was asking us about South Carolina Clemson, and that was Todd Gwynn a little while ago. He was asking us about the Clemson Tigers and the South Carolina Gamecocks. You know something that amazes me, Will?
Mm-hmm.
That they're both unbeaten in college basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Who you got on this one?
I'm going to go with Clemson because they're at home, and they just really impressed me when they went down to Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty big win right there. But I just don't know where Bama is going in college basketball this year, but I know they're not going to be a 1 seed, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got ourselves a great game between Nebraska and Minnesota on the Big Ten Network. What do you think about this game?
I'm impressed with what Fred Hoiberg's done with Nebraska this season. I'm going to go with the Huskers.
There you go.
I haven't seen much of Minnesota this year, so maybe they'll surprise me.
Well, they might. I'll be going Nebraska, same as you on this one. Then we got the Running Rebels of UNLV going up against Dayton on CBS Sports Network. Who do you have on this one?
It's really hard to beat Dayton in the UD Arena. I'm going to go with the Flyers.
Fly, Dayton, fly. Fly, Dayton, fly. That's going to be my pick on that one. But then we got the Backyard Brawl. No, it's not college football edition, but college basketball edition between the Pittsburgh Panthers and the West Virginia Mountaineers. And West Virginia, of course, is without Coach Huggins, of course. What's West Virginia been looking like so far?
Both of these teams have been pretty bad. West Virginia, they've lost some tough ones to Monmouth, SMU, Virginia, and St. John's. But I think they'll get their get back in and home against Pitt in the brawl.
Well, I'm right there with you with West Virginia. That's going to be a big win for them. Speaking of SMU, we got a big matchup between SMU and Arizona State on Fox Sports 1. What's your take on this game?
SMU coming off that tough loss at home against Dayton.
That's got hurt.
Yeah, it was a squeaker. It went down to the wire. It was a 2-point win for the Flyers in Dallas. Arizona State, I don't know, man.
No,
they haven't, it's the teams that they haven't looked great this year. Bob Hurley's on the hot seat, I think, in Tempe. Lord. I think we can say that for sure. So I'm going to go with the Mustangs.
Oh, man, there we go. But I'm going to disagree with you for right now and go with Arizona State. But I know Jason O says he's going with Arizona State as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. I wonder what those family dinners are like, you know, where it's Danny and Bobby are just like asking, hey, who's the best son? And the mom just goes, oh, you're both the best. And then the dad's just like cutting his meat, eating his like.
The dad was their high school coach, which is funny. There's a documentary about that. It's old, but it's pretty good. I forgot what it was
Sounds like
called.
oh, I gotta
It's-
find it. You know,
yeah, it's
that
good.
sounds pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. And Jason O also wants to give a shout out to the Monmouth Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say that correctly? Monmouth or
Monmouth.
Monmouth? Okay. I just keep
Are
calling
they?
them
What
Mont.
conference are they in, Jason? I thought they were in the MAC.
Oh man, they're not in a conference I know about. That's for sure. Jason O says neither can compare with Bob Hurley Sr. Nope,
Mm-hmm.
no, they
I
can't.
would not want to cross him on a bad day.
No, I'd hate to be on his bad side. I tell you what. And I guess for right now, that's all for the Wednesday games. And we have one good game on Thursday night, and that's the
The
Cyhawk battle.
Cyhawk Trophy.
There we go. The Iowa Hawkeyes and the Iowa State Cyclones. What's your take on this game?
Well, as a VCU fan, I experienced the Iowa State game. It was a tough loss. We kind of blew it at the end. We were up the whole game, and they just hit. Just hit some late shots. Who's the guy? Cayman Lipsy kicked our butt.
Oof.
So I'm gonna go with the Cyclones. I think they'll hit enough shots to win.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Iowa State as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's gonna be a big one. Yeah. Well, we know the Friday slate. Oh, that is not looking too good, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Chat, what do you think? Do you think you should pick? You think we should pick one of these games? What do you think, chat? Well,
we can pick
oh,
St. Peter's and Duquesne's kind of interesting, but the Peacocks have kind of fallen off.
yeah, it's on ESPN Plus. What's your take on it, by the way?
Well, the Dukes have Trey Clark, and he can score, man. I'll tell you, he's one of the best scorers in the A10.
Yeah, he's a good one. I'm going with Duquesne for that reason, man.
Do you want to look at some of the games from the past week, since we have some extra time?
Yeah, absolutely. We can most certainly do that.
Mm-hmm.
Jason O says Bob Hurley's documentary is called "The Street Stops Here." About him and the school he coached, St. Anthony in Jersey City. Great story. I need to see it, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
need
what
to
it's
see
called.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's look at Saturday's matchups. I mean, you talked a little bit about Duke, Georgia Tech. I mean, how did that happen?
It's the CW curse, Jackson. Weird things happen on the CW.
Oh, Lord. It's like, oh man, that's just like, oh no, that's gonna put John Shire on a hot seat, isn't it?
They might be getting frustrated with them.
Oh, they will be. I mean, they're bound to be frustrated. Anybody not named Coach K, they're gonna be like, oh well, Coach K wouldn't have done this. Coach K wouldn't have done that. But but a little bit about that Wisconsin Marquette game. Like, what happened on there? Good grief.
Well, Wisconsin just plays that weird, super physical street fight style of basketball.
Oof.
And I just think it's tough for the Golden Eagles.
Oh wow. Yeah. Marquette's gonna have to quit doing that. I mean, imagine if they were to win it all and Wisconsin goes, oh, well, we're the national champs, so we're the best in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be funny. Oh, here we go. The Catholics versus the Convicts.
Convicts won, unfortunately.
Yeah, Jim Loranga's doing a terrific job over at Miami for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're looking at Gonzaga and USC. What was your take on that game?
Gonzaga's the best team on the West Coast, man. They know how to beat UCLA and USC. But man, I wish we could see them play Arizona. Tommy Lloyd against his old head coach Mark Few.
Oh man. I hope Mark Few wins it all one of these years, but it's just he can't get it done for some reason. Jay Snow says Miami has it going in hoops right now. Yes, they do. They have it going indeed. They are doing a terrific job. What happened with Kentucky? What is going on with that university?
That guy, was it Tarek White? He was going crazy for the Seahawks. And Kentucky just couldn't stop him down the stretch. He just got hot and took down the Wildcats.
Yeah. That's pretty big. I mean, will North Carolina Wilmington have a shot at being an at-large team if they don't win their conference tournament?
I don't know, man. It'll be tough, but I think they can win the CAA for sure. They put everyone in the CAA on notice. I'll tell them that.
Yeah.
I think they're still in the CAA.
Yeah. Let's check and see, shall we? Well, we'll check in a little bit. But we can go over a little bit about, oh my word, Villanova. It's like you said, they do not seem to do well in Philly as a whole.
Yeah, man, the Big Five. They finished in dead last. Hey, Jackson, can you bring up the end of that UPenn LaSalle game? That was absolutely bonkers.
Oh, wow. Where do I find it? Good grief. They played on Saturday, right? Or did they play on another day?
I believe it was Saturday.
Oh, there it is. LaSalle Penn. Oh, my God. The battle for third place. LaSalle won that one with a game-winning 3-point.
Here, I'll bring it up. I'll give you the link.
Oh, wow. That's a win right there. Man, it gets wild in the Big Five, doesn't it?
Who I believe St. Joe's won, right?
Yeah, I know they beat. I know they beat Villanova.
Did they beat Temple in the final? I can look it up.
Yeah, let me check. Joseph. Yep, they beat Temple 74 to 65.
Man, St. Joe's could be an at-large team. We'll see.
They should be
good.
I mean, are we going to see LaSalle and St. Joseph's get in as at-large members?
LaSalle is going to be tough, but if they do on the A10, they have a chance.
Yeah, that's big, man.
Fran Dumfrey, heck of a coach.
Oh man, he's terrific.
Yeah, he's been around forever.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm thinking of Big Five coaching legends, I mean that's who I'm thinking of. And Khalil Brantley, oh man, 24 points. That's pretty big right there. 8 of 12 from the field, 3 of 6 from the line, 8 rebounds. Wow. That is big. But I hope we see him in March. Because we do, it's gonna be ugly for everybody that's the top team. But yeah, what's going on with North Carolina and Florida State? That's kind of what I'm wondering.
Florida State's a weird team, man. Sometimes they look really good, and then sometimes it's bad.
Yeah. It's a bad look. But we know somebody who's making the Mount West look good. Colorado State. They're still alive in their unbeaten streak. What's your take on this game?
I mean, they've put everyone in the Mountain West on notice for sure, man.
it's gonna be ugly for
I
everybody
think they're the
there.
favorites for sure. I'm trying to remember who else. Who else is going to be in there in the Mountain West?
We know San Diego State's still in it, but
I don't
let's
know. I
see.
don't know how well they're doing. I know I'm missing another team. Oh, Boise State. Boise State will be in there.
Oh, yeah, they're really good. So, Syracuse not looking good, but
No.
then again, they weren't looking good the past few years in the final years of.
Nevada's 6-0. Steve Alford.
Yeah. Yeah, the Running Rebels are looking pretty hot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, Illinois had a pretty good day on Saturday against Rutgers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Any other games you got on the docket that we missed? I wonder.
Let's look at the games during the week.
Oh, let's do it, man. Oh man, that Purdue upset. Boo boy, man.
Boo Booey for sure.
31 points, 9 assists. Holy cow, this guy's good.
Mm-hmm.
Is he gonna get some looks in the draft or
Oh, I think he might get in there.
I hope so. He deserves it. That would be cool. Then we look at this battle between UConn and Kansas. You said
What a
UConn's
game.
looking like what'd you say?
What a game.
Oh man. Let's look at the bot scores, shall we? Oh man. we got ourselves a big one.
Mm-hmm.
So wow. Oh, Newton had a pretty good game. 31 points. 6 rebounds, 2 assists. And Kansas, McCullough Jr. and Adams Jr. and there's old Hunter Dickinson. I mean, they were just lining up points all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we see Mr. Dickinson get a natty one of these days.
Mm-hmm.
Jason O said, Bowie is that annoying guy that you hate but would love if he was on your team.
I'm surprised how bad St. Mary's is doing this year.
Oh, Lord. What is up with St. Mary's? They are looking like a disaster.
Maybe they'll get it together once WCC play comes, but they look like just your own middle of the road team.
Yeah. Yeah, they are not looking good. I mean, Boise State looked better than them on Friday night.
Mm-hmm. How about the ACC SEC challenge ending in a 7-7 tie?
Oh wow! I mean, that was pretty big right there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Kentucky smacked Miami around, but they let that big win go to their heads. Really,
Yeah. It's crazy seeing Joe Girard on Clemson.
Wow,
like,
that is
big for them.
Well, we see Georgia Tech gave a little upset to Mississippi.
Yeah, Georgia Tech. They beat Mississippi State, and then they turn around and beat Duke.
Yeah, they're gonna get some at-large consideration real soon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then there's the Clemson Alabama football. Oh wait, this is basketball.
Uh-huh.
So oh wait, they had a good game in basketball. Well, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Clemson. Oh man, they are earning their marks. I mean, I know Brunell is still there, right?
Yeah, so they could collapse because like Clemson was ranked last year and collapsed. So we'll see if it happens this year.
I'm surprised he hasn't gotten fired yet.
He's been doing just enough.
Well, he definitely did just enough Tuesday night for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And this Alabama team is far away from that Sweet 16 team that they were last year.
Yeah, no Brandon Miller hurts.
Oh, yeah. It definitely hurts. Well, we see
Syracuse
South
took it
Carolina.
to LSU, but I think both
Oh,
of these teams are going to be pretty bad.
oh man. LSU they got spanked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what did they do to Syracuse? That's what I'm wondering.
Mm-hmm.
Did you take their candy? Good grief.
Yeah.
Well, Missouri smacked Pittsburgh on Tuesday night. What is going on with the Missouri Tigers?
These are both pretty middle of the road teams this year. I mean, Missouri had a good year last year, but they lost to Jackson State, so
Ew.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't be having bad losses. That's a no-no.
Mm-hmm.
But we see Chris Beard making an impression in Oxford, Mississippi for the Ole Miss Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take on
What
this?
was that coach that got fired?
Uh,
Mm.
Chris Beard,
No, the one before him. I kind of liked him, but he was just like he's a
Kermit
likable guy.
Davis.
Yeah, Kermit. I mean, I feel bad for him, but I think Chris Beard's doing a great job. So they quickly forgot about Kermit and his struggles for sure.
Oh man. Define Productions. First time viewer is per DePaul, the worst power sits team. 1-6 got blown out by 19 to Iowa State at home.
Yes, yes, they are. We try not to talk about DePaul because I don't know, man. There are a lot of there's some people in the Big East that want DePaul gone, but there's also others in the Big East that are like, oh, they're one of us. But I think the Big East would be a lot better if they added Dayton or VCU and got rid of DePaul.
Or
But
add
I don't
both
know,
of
man.
them.
No one's really been able to get DePaul going.
Wow.
No coach has.
True.
And I mean, who
Well,
wants to go to Chicago now, man? I mean, you see, especially that part of Chicago.
oof, that's horrible. I
Yeah.
mean, that's just suffering right there, taking somebody to a DePaul game.
Mm-hmm. They
But
haven't
I
been to
mean,
they haven't been to the tournament since 2004.
oh wow. Well, I mean, I do have a suggestion for the Big East.
Mm-hmm.
Add Dayton, VCU,
In
um,
St. Louis.
yep, St. Louis. But let's add a few more, shall we? Get Wichita State out of the AAC. Get them out of there. Reunite them with Creighton. And hmm,
Man,
I
yeah.
got
I
another
mean, just
St.
looking at.
Joseph's.
I mean, I felt like Tony Stubblefield. He did a good job his first year at DePaul, and then they just got worse and worse. I mean, they had a good improvement. They still weren't good his first year.
Big East should add Temple. Yeah,
Well,
that would be
Temple's
pretty
been
cool.
bad since they joined the AAC, and they already have Villanova. So I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know if you need to add another Philly team, Jason. That's the one thing. I don't think Temple should have joined the AAC. They should have just stayed in the A10, in my opinion.
that would have been pretty cool, though. I
Yeah.
mean, I do like the idea of adding St. Joseph's and LaSalle to the Big East. I mean, that would be pretty cool. Just be like,
Hmm.
oh, well, you're winning. We'll take it to the Big East. Super Big East team with 16 teams.
That would be fun.
I was thinking more like 20 teams.
Hmm.
Let's get some of the old band members, get them to lead the ACC back together. I mean, let's be honest, nobody's really thinking about Syracuse football. So, I mean, let's get Syracuse basketball back in the old Big East.
Hmm.
Let's get them back in the. Let's get that band back together. Oh man, I lost track, didn't I? But I will
Hmm.
say though, Duke, good grief, they lost to Arkansas. What's your take on Eric Musselman and the Razorbacks?
I appreciate you coming in, Defiant. You're giving some great insight. I
Oh
agree,
man,
W. I mean, I know, but for the basketball team, but for the football team, they kind of need to leave the Big East. So it was a whole situation there.
Oh man, that
But
was
Arkansas, they're a little up and down. They play up to competition, they play down to competition, and they played up to Duke, and it was a heck of a game. So that was a huge win for the Razorbacks, just to make sure that they won't be on the bubble anytime soon this year.
oh man. That is for sure. Tempe is Philly, Nova is the Burbs. You can't even get a decent cheesesteak near Villanova. Oh
I mean,
wow.
yeah, but I just want to see Temple get better before they. That's fair, but I just want to see Temple get better because they've been bad. Like St. Joe's has been better than Temple, so.
Tennessee's non-conference is kicking their butt. What do you think about that,
Mhm.
Will?
Yeah, I agree. And I think there's a strong. We picked them to lose against George Mason this year,
Yeah, that's bad right there. I
this week.
mean,
I mean, just because of how well Mason's been playing, and I feel like Tennessee my confidence might be low, but I think they'll
yeah,
be fine. Like they'll do well enough in their conference. They'll be probably a 5 seed. I mean,
yeah,
their team's just too talented, and they brought too much back from last season to not make it in this year.
yeah. Tennessee did not have a good night. 192 loss. Good grief. Well, you know somebody that had a good night. The Virginia Cavaliers. What's going on with them?
Their team still puts me to sleep, but Reese Beekman is back. But there's a lot of cast of new characters in Charlottesville, so it'll be interesting to see how well they do in conference this season for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, we know Wake Forest had a pretty good night against Florida. And
Mhm.
we see Boston College. Oh man, they had a great night against Vandy.
Mhm. Man, I was thinking Jerry Stackhouse was going to bring that team to the tournament this year.
I don't even know if he can bring them to 17 wins at the moment.
Well, he's been an NIT team the last few years, so they'll probably just stay in the NIT.
Yeah. Oh, they'll get tired of that at some point. Did my eyes deceive me, or does that look like an Orange Bowl preview? Nope, that's Georgia Florida State college
Heck of
basketball.
a game.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
a great
You know,
one.
Jalen Deloach plays for Georgia, and his brother Kalen's the linebacker that got that scoop and score on Clemson.
Oh
So that was a little
wow.
fun family rivalry. But Jalen ended up getting the last laugh as the Dogs got out of Tallahassee with the last second buzzer beater win.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
But how about that last one between Virginia Tech and Auburn? Wait, what's your
Man, I
take
was
on that?
hoping Tech would play well this year and be able to make the tournament. And they did beat Louisville today. But that was Louisville.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think Tech will be on the bubble this year. They might get in, they might not. Auburn will be just fine with Bruce Pearl.
Yeah. I mean, Bruce
Consistent tournament
Pearl,
program down there in Auburn.
man. I mean, can you believe? I mean, if we told anybody that Alabama Auburn was going to be great in college basketball 10 years ago, they'd have looked at us like we had two heads on our head.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Just showed
oh
what
man,
great coaching can do.
that is for sure. Jason O says the Big East never wanted football. They tried it, even had their success, but their core schools don't want to work with the football schools.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Yeah,
I wish Penn State
yeah,
joined the Big East, but oh well.
that would have been fun.
That would have been fun seeing a Penn State Miami matchup.
Yeah, I mean, they had a lot of non-conference matchups back when both were independents, but both kind of went their separate ways once they joined conferences. Like that
Yeah.
91 matchup was a great game.
Ooh.
But of course, the one that everyone remembers is that national championship game back in the 1986 season. Man, Benny Testaverde choked.
5 interceptions. And I
What?
mean,
That's the Heisman curse right there.
Oh,
I mean, I think it doesn't really exist anymore, but it definitely used to exist.
like what was funny to me was like all the players, during the pregame, they all showed up in camouflage uniforms. Like I'm like, dude, are you going to a different country or something? No, you're playing in the Fiesta Bowl. You don't see Penn State doing that crap.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, Penn State made them pay big time. Define Productions. Thank you for coming on here. Do what the CAA and have a separate football league with Big East members and associate members. That's an
I
excellent idea.
agree. I agree. I know.
There you go.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, let
Richmond and Villanova, I know, are two associate members.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
I know there's
That,
more too.
oh yeah. I wonder if there's any more games we need to recap. What do you think, Will?
Mm, do you want to do one more scan through?
Yeah, we can do that. How about St. Joseph's for a little bit?
St. Joe's, I think, might be an at-large team this year. Eric Reynolds and Lynn Greer are both having great seasons so far.
Oh man, let's go over it. Eric Reynolds. Oh man, he has been terrific.
Mm-hmm.
24 points,
Mm-hmm.
3 assists, 0 rebounds, but we'll get there.
Well, he's a point guard, so it's kind of tough to get rebounds when you're a point guard. I mean, unless it's like a brick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what was going on with Villanova? They got to get this stuff figured out real soon.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Colorado State looked good.
Oh yeah. They avenged their football team.
Yeah. Oh, this 3 overtime classic with LaSalle and Temple.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on with that?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Temple finally gets it together this year.
That would be
even with the Khalif battle, they couldn't make the tournament.
Yeah, it's a shame that Temple's not doing so hot so far, but
Yeah,
maybe it'll get better as the year
that
goes
whole
on.
coaching search was a whole movie. That was interesting for sure.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Well, we see. We know about Florida, Lake Forest. But what about Dayton? They had a pretty good night. What's up with that? Oh, the long 3-pointer.
Yeah,
Kobe Bray.
Kobe Bryant. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh,
I think Dayton will be Dayton should be an at-large team, but they always seem to fall apart. Like I remember in the 2022 season, they were going to be an at-large team, but then they lost to LaSalle on like one of the last weeks of the season, and they got left, and they're the first team left out.
oh man. Imagine if we never had coronavirus in 2020. Would we be seeing Anthony Grant not be on a hot seat?
I think I don't know, man. I mean, he always seems to figure out ways to lose games late in the game. So it would have been interesting to see if they could have done better.
Yeah.
But how about Butler this year and Thad Matta?
Oh man, they've been terrific. It has not surprised me that Mr. Matta is doing very well.
Mm-hmm.
Where did they play? Oh, there they are. Thursday night against Texas Tech.
Mm-hmm.
103-95 victory. Oh man. I'm loving what Mr. Matta is doing. I mean, especially in his second stint at Butler.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he can do what Brad Stevens couldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be pretty cool if he did.
And we have Define Productions talking about Colorado State.
Oh yeah,
Nico Medved.
he's been doing.
I mean,
Oh man,
yeah, in 2021 and 2022, he had a great season. 2023, everyone got injured. So a lot of
ooh.
people are like, what the heck happened? Did the team fall apart? No, everyone just got injured and they just couldn't sustain it. But this year, everyone's healthy again, and it looks like they could go in a tournament run.
Oh
I think
man,
they'll make the tournament for sure.
Oh yeah, Nico Medved's doing a tremendous job this year.
Mm-hmm.
But as we
It feels like Isaiah Stevens has been there forever, man. But he's a heck of a player.
oh yeah, he's a great one, man. I am looking forward to seeing more of him as the season goes on.
Mm-hmm.
But as we wrap up, you know, we give our final thoughts and well, where can the good people find you?
You can find me over at Will ND. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be on my good pal Jeffrey from Only Talk Sports as we're going to recap the conference championship weekend, and then we're going to go look at those non-New Year's Six or college football playoff bowl games.
Well, and you can also check him out on Twitter and Instagram and Threads, where he gives some of his best takes on college football, college basketball, NFL and NBA, and especially the MLB. I mean, this guy is one of my many go-tos on Washington Nationals for sure.
Nats are going to be rising up this year. Maybe not playoffs, but
there you go.
I think we're going to make it hard.
It'll be fun watching the Braves and the Nationals go against each other when baseball season starts. It'll be awesome. But of course, you can find me on YouTube at Jackson Johnson 979, and where I give out some of my crazy takes on college football and NFL. But you know, you can also see my show, The Jacksonian, not only on YouTube, but you can also check it out on Twitter.com or X, or as some people we know call it, Twits, at Jackson 909960335, where I give some of my takes on what's going on in college football and NFL and pop culture and so on and so forth. But you can also see what I have to say on Instagram and Threads, where I also give out my predictions on there as well. And it's going to be a great one. We got ourselves another comment. Washington Nats. Oh no. Oh man. But yeah, if you like our content, if you like Will and D's content, like, comment, and subscribe to his channel. You know, he's getting closer and closer to 500. You know, that's the monetization point right there. He's gonna get there for sure. And you know, I'm getting closer to 500 as well. You can like, comment, and subscribe, where I can give some of my takes here and there. You'll catch me soon. And until next time, we will definitely be seeing you next week as we give our college basketball preview again. Y'all stay safe. Stay safe. Stay warm. It's cold out. Stay inside, everybody. And so long.